What's up, peeps? Jason from Kushington Farms here, doing my thing with you again today. It's Tuesday. We're still sitting in my kitchen, but I promise you we will get into the farm again real soon. I don't have a website of the day set up today, but I gave you two yesterday, so I'm counting the two for as today because basically I was just too lazy to find a good one. But I'll fix on that tomorrow. Want to jump right into the news. I'll do a little introduction to something else later and talk a little bit more on what I have to say. But first, people in Washington area, especially the Seattle, Washington area, where I got this story from, but in the Washington area, you want to vote yes on Proposal I-522. That's yes on 522. Basically what it is it's labeling the products that you buy with GMOs and let you know that there's GMOs in there, and they have to label it, and it goes back to what I was talking about yesterday. So it's just to kind of touch up on that. Basically, if GMOs are so safe, why do they spend $46 million, which is what they spent in California to shut down Prop 37, which is a similar proposition to 522. But Kraft, Pepsi, Coke, and Nestle, to name a few companies, are part of the ones that donated over $46 million to shut down Prop 37 to prevent GMO labeling. They've already spent over $17.1 million in the state of Washington to try and shut down their I-522. They're running a no on 522 campaign. It's basically going to be a shock and awe campaign where they run TV ads that feature senators and actors from Hollywood that actually aren't from Washington, but they'll claim they're a local Washington grocer or something and run some bullshit. They'll create confusion and conquer people, which is basically similar to the divide and conquer politics that they already run on people. So look out for that. They're just going to try and confuse you and tell you that this bill is this and convince you that when you actually are telling you that you want to vote yes, you vote no. The idea is to confuse you so you don't know what it is you're going for and to make you think that a yes is a no and a no is a yes. They'll also claim that it costs you money and it's going to raise taxes and have some sort of government regulations put on it, so it scares people into thinking that it's going to cost you more money. So they don't want to do that. This time in Washington, it's not the big companies, it's the Grocery Manufacturers Association, which has donated $7 million so far to end this, which the Grocers Association is basically a union for the CEOs of Kraft, Pepsi, Coke, and Nestle, and all that good stuff. So this time it doesn't have their direct footprint on it. They just did it through their association that they're a part of. So that's where it goes for the GMOs, and it tells you what they're willing to do to stop it. I mean, $46 million to prevent them from labeling the products that have GMO products in them. And if they're so safe and they're not worried about it, then why don't they want the people to know that there's GMOs in these products? So I just find it really interesting that they spend that much money to not have to label their products, but yet it's so safe and everybody loves it. We'll see about that. Next bit of news we have is the Prop AA pot tax that will pass in Colorado. I know there's some friends of mine that were at a vote no on Prop AA rally this past Saturday, I believe it was. Basically, the bad news is it's probably going to pass. The reason this is a bad thing is they're basically selling their soul to keep cannabis legal on a non-medical front, but just because we want to get fucking high legal. What their tax is going to do is it's going to have a 15% excise tax. There's going to be a state sales tax, and then they're going to charge an additional 10% sin tax, whatever they want to call it. It's a sin tax. They don't like calling it sin taxes. The problem with this bill is it's kind of got us divided as a whole. There's many people that smoke cannabis and want it to be legal for medical and free to use for everybody that are afraid that the federal government's going to shut everything down, so they're willing to vote yes on this just to stop it, or stop that from happening, I should say. And then you have the people that don't smoke weed at all, that if they don't smoke, it's not going to cost them anything, so they're all for whatever tax it is, because they just figure, it's going to cost me less money in the end, so why not? Let's go for it. So basically, it's going to pass by like 77% by the latest poll in April, which is really bad news because it's going to set a precedent for all the other states that want to go legal that an excessive sin tax is okay. And basically, it's going to cost Colorado $6 million to run the operation that oversees the pot industry and the regulation of it, and they're probably going to bring in excess of $39.4 million just off their 10%. The taxes themselves are going to bring in about $132 million a year off of an estimated $394 million a year retail sale projection for the free market. So, love it or hate it, people, the tax is going to come through. Never thought I'd spend money on sales tax to buy a bag, but it looks like in Colorado that's what's going to happen to people. Here in Michigan, it's a 7% sales tax, which is why I threw out 32%. Actually, in Colorado, it's only 3%, so I'm a little off on my figures, but give or take a few million, it's government politics. That's the way they look at it. Anyhow, that's the news of the day.
I think I'll log on to the interwebs and check out old Kushington farm.
Alright, now I'm going to take this opportunity to talk a little about what I like to do. About working with people, working with organizations, and anybody that's bigger than me, which is pretty obvious with my affiliation with Lush Lighting. I really appreciate everything that they've done for me. LushLEDlighting.com is their website. But I like to do that stuff, working. I'm kind of scientific, so getting an opportunity to run their lights and test them for them for the last 3 years has just been an honor and a blessing, and that's just, I can't say enough. I appreciate it. But anyway, it gets back to what I like to do is working with people, especially people that are bigger than me, like I said. I reach out for all the people that are bigger than me to help them out whatever they can, whatever small work that they don't want to do anymore, whatever. It's just something that I like to do, but most importantly, I like to help out the smaller people too. I'm pretty much a small fish in a big pond. There's a lot of big fish around me, but every once in a while I come across one that's smaller than me, and I'm always glad to help out, give people tips. So if you have any questions or comments for me, feel free to contact me. My email is gingerheadman76@gmail.com. You can also find me at kushingtonfarms.com. That's my website. You can leave a contact there. I'll get your email. I'd always be glad to hear from you. So leave me any comments or questions that you may have. That would be great. Send me your news stories. Send me what your laws are in your states, and I'll be glad to get a video together of different state laws and county laws, and what your limits are and what you got to do to get your medical cards and grow in your state, and put a video together of the states and try and help people get the word out. News stories are always good, so I like to give you a few news stories, so send me some news stories. So again, gingerheadman76@gmail.com. Speaking of working with bigger people, I was able to reach out to FarmerJohn420 today and got permission to use his video of what 13 percenters is. I mentioned that in one of my previous videos. I believe it was my late night real talk video with people. Farmer John is a awesome dude. super intelligent, and I'm very grateful to just know him, and very glad that he let me use his footage. So I'm going to run that for you in just a minute. Um, I mentioned greater fools, and personally, uh, he's definitely one, and he's much greater of a fool than I could ever be in that aspect. I'm not an idiot, but if you see my video, The Greater Fool, you'll know what I'm talking about. I can only aspire to be that well, maybe someday. Anywho, here's John's 13 percenters little speech that he gives and explains what 13 percenters is. Something I'm going to be a part of, and I think all of you should be a part of too, because it's just a really community-based thing, and I had mentioned it, so I figured that I deserved it to have a better explanation, and what better way to explain it than from the source himself. So thank you, Farmer John, for the footage, and here y'all go. Peace, love you, have a great night, and I'll see you tomorrow.
Brother who's doing his own thing. If the world was right, we could all do the same. People up north got a lot to grow, and it's kind of to be from a luscious flow. And it's nice.
What's happening, guys? FarmerJohn420 coming at you. I just did a massive dab. Probably a little bit bigger than I should have. But getting ready to go to a baseball game, taking my daughter and her friend for graduating elementary school. So getting ready to go do that. But before I did, I thought I would try to see if I could throw up a video real quick. Kind of let everyone know what's up with this 13 percenter thing.
Now I've been told my whole life, if you want to get high, you gotta do things right. Can't sit around doing things you like having fun and getting high.
Anyway, seeing it everywhere, so I thought I would kind of just come in and at least say something about it, address it, let everyone know what's going on. 13 Percenters is a clothing company that I'm starting. It has nothing to do with gangs. I heard a comment about how 13th is the letter M, which obviously is what I was shooting for, but not La MA or the Mexican Mafia. 13 Percenters, it represents medical marijuana growers. You see I got a 13 tattooed on me right here, but this isn't my 13 Percenters tattoo. That's going to be going right on my rib panel in here. I'll show you once it's done. It's already ready to go. I just got to get in there and get it done. But 13 Percenters is the clothing line I'm starting for medical marijuana growers, medical marijuana patients, recreational users, all of our supporters, everyone in the community, just anyone who believes that cannabis is the way to go, So, I have everything trademarked, copywritten, everything like that. My website's being built by the man who made the website for the Ford Focus. He's pretty awesome. He's a professional dude, lots of skill. I got a Skype interview with him tonight, or a meeting, or whatever you want to call it, tonight after the game to see where we're at with production. The online store's already been built. We just started filling in the blanks, customizing the page more towards me. The website is going to include things like a blog that I'll be updating daily, letting you know a little bit about what's going on in the life of the farmer, what I'm doing in the garden, things like that. I'm going to run this in addition to the YouTube channel, but I'll also be posting videos on my website, things that I find, is valuable content, videos that I don't want to get lost to the YouTube issues that can arise, with bans and blocks and things like that. So it's going to be a website where not only can you pick up 13% of merchandise, but a place where you can just come fucking hang out, learn about the cannabis plant. There should be good videos, pictures, stories, things like that. It should be getting updated constantly, and it should be a lot of cool stuff on there, a lot of good content. I'll definitely be getting, stills, advice, things like that from Mr. Spliff. Maybe he can even have a little corner on the website. We don't know what exactly yet, but, it's all coming together real quick.
Thing luscious like but tight, don't get green. The law will be right for all of the land, and I'll raise that crop by my own hand. It'll be kind of
important thing is that what 13 percenters really stands for, and I just want everyone to know, it's not just about the medical marijuana growing, but it's just about the entire community and the love for everything that goes along with it. It stands for hard work, dedication, humility, the need to always want to improve yourself, It's just the whole company and everything that it's going to be wrapped around is basically, it's supposed to be a reflection of my philosophy of life and how I feel and view the cannabis plant as a whole. And, it's just really going to be a reflection of me and hopefully a very functional clothing line too. I'm definitely going to be doing a jean jacket pretty quickly, have that all custom embroidered and everything, and I'm hoping to find some functional pockets or something for snips, things like that, so you can be using it in the garden too. Also going to be coming out with patches that you can sew onto bags and things like that. I just want to go make sure that these silk screeners are going to do me right on my shirts before I start jamming them out. Going to be doing hats pretty quick too. So really excited about everything coming up. But again, 13% is just supposed to be a reflection of everything that I believe to be good and right in the medical marijuana community and the direction that I really hope to help influence things to go, which is just in a positive, loving, helpful nature where everyone strives to be the best that they can be and to help everyone else be the best that they can be, So that's what 13% is. It's fucking growers and people helping people, and that was the best way that I could think to help express that without having to say things to everybody every time, about things. Was I just figured I could release a clothing line that kind of symbolizes the lifestyle and the community of the cannabis grower.
Do it up north and burn a fatty down with Kushington Farm. I said it's time to do it up north and burn a great big fat green ass stinky ass funky little thing. Say gonna burn it down, yes, with Kushington Farm.